Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. Thanks for joining me for another discussion under the series of 30 days on the Quran in dialogue with other scriptures. Today, let's talk about seeing nature as a sign of God. Have you ever thought about the vastness of the universe? Like you look up into the sky and you see all of these stars. They look tiny to us, but some of them are very huge. In fact, they're all much larger than they appear. We know how large the Earth is, but think about the sun. The sun appears to us to be small, but in terms of volume, 1,000,000 Earths could fit within the sun. And the sun is just one star in our Milky Way galaxy, which consists of 100 billion stars. And many stars are larger than our sun. In fact, Betelgeuse, called Betelgeuse in Arabic, or Betelgeuse, because our scholars first named it. This Betelgeuse actually is about 700 times larger than the sun. Now think about it. The Milky Way galaxy has 100 billion stars, and there are 100 billion galaxies out there in the observable universe. We don't even know what's there in the unobservable universe. So how vast is this cosmos? Who created all of this? Naturally, we need to wonder. So let's look into the Quran and see what the Quran says about reflecting on the creation of God. Okay, so I'm going to open up the Quran into Surah number 3 and look at verse number 191. It says in Arabic, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. Let's read the English translation from the Clear Quran by Dr. Mustafa Khattab. They are those who remember God while standing, sitting, and lying on their sides, and reflect on the creation of the heavens and the earth, and they pray, Our Lord, you have not created all of this without purpose. Glory be to you. Protect us from the torment of the fire. You see in this passage that the believers are described as those who reflect on the creation of the heavens and the earth. And they conclude by saying, you did not create all of this in vain. So save us from the chastisement of the fire. So we conclude from our observation of the universe that God created this for a purpose. And we become determined to fulfill our own purpose, lest we be thrown into the cosmic garbage dump and be incinerated, in the end of all time. We see there is this call in the Quran for us to reflect on the creation of God and to draw these conclusions. In the Bible as well, we have it that the heavens declare the glory of God. A Revised Standard Version of the Bible. If I turn to Psalm 19, the psalm begins, verse number 1, the heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. So you see there, interesting confluence between the Bible and the Quran and how they view nature. That's in the Old Testament, in the Psalms. Now, if you turn to the New Testament, in the book of Romans, one of the writings credited to the Apostle Paul and thought by modern scholars to be genuinely from the Apostle Paul, as opposed to some other writings which are credited to him but are thought to be pseudonymous writings. So this one is thought to be one of the undisputed letters of Paul. Now, if we start with Romans chapter 1, verse number 20, this is how it reads. Ever since the creation of the world, his invisible power and divine nature, invisible though they are, have been understood and seen through the things he has made. So they are without excuse. For though they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their senseless minds were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools. And they exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling immortal human being or birds or four-footed animals or reptiles. So you see, the Apostle Paul here is very clear in his proclamation of monotheism, and he's against idol worship and against the representation of God to look like human beings or animals. What is important here for our thread of thought is that he's thinking that people should have reflected on the things that God created, and that would have led them to the faith in the one Creator, the God of all. If we look around outside of the Bible as well, we see that there are ideas about how the creation came into being. Many of these ideas are very diverse. We look at, for example, in Hinduism, there is an idea of a cosmic egg. Brahma emerges from the cosmic egg and he creates everything. In Chinese cultures as well, there is a story of Pangu emerging from an egg to create everything. In Zoroastrianism, there is the balance between light and darkness. So Ahura Mazda is the god of light, and he battles with Angra Mainyu, who is his antithesis, and that interplay and duality still continues in our present world. Where does the Quran fit in this world of ideas and various theories and myths about the creation of the world? Well, the Quran aligns with the Bible in this way and gives us the one Creator who is named as Allah, the Arabic word for God, in both the translations of the Bible into Arabic and also in the original Arabic of the Quran. He is the one God who creates everything and calls upon us to recognize Him by contemplating the creation and coming to the worship of this one God. So, what does that mean for us today? Today, we should be reflecting on the creation. We should think also about modern scientific theories and how they align with the Quranic presentation. In modern scientific theories, it is thought that the universe, vast as it is, emerged from a singularity some 13.8 billion years ago. And after a big bang, eventually the galaxies evolved with their stars and planets, including our planet Earth. There's an interesting verse in the Quran that seems to align with the concepts in modern science about the Big Bang. Surah 21, verse number 30 says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Have the non-believers not seen that the heavens and the earth were together as one piece until we split them asunder, and we made from water every living thing? Will they not then believe? So this verse speaks about a singularity of origin and then a splitting apart, which seems to align with modern theories about the Big Bang. At the same time, the Quran here seems to have something in common with those stories and myths that speak about a singularity of origin, like, for example, the cosmic egg story. But more so, the Quran aligns with the biblical tradition in presenting one God who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. What does that all mean for us today? It means that the Quran is in harmony with and brings together the truth that is there in the previous religions, in the previous scriptures, and also harmonizes with what is there for us in modern science. So this should give us a great deal of confidence in applying the Quran in our own lives, living according to this book and its message. Today, we have been looking at the creation as a sign of the Creator. Yes, we should ponder on the creation. Visit the Niagara Falls. Well, not now in the winter time, but keep this in your list for the summer. And see the wonders of God and reflect on the glory, the magnificence of the Creator who created all of this. He is the God who deserves for us to worship Him and dedicate our lives to Him. At the end of it all, let us also share this message with somebody else. It's not for us alone to hoard our Creator, but we should share Him. with others. So this Ramadan, let us share the message of the Quran with a friend, with a coworker, with a classmate, or with a neighbor. Tomorrow, I'll talk about human nature. What is it about human beings that make us so special? Join me again tomorrow for that, please. Will you? Peace be with you, and the mercy and blessings of Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. For the past 25 years, Let the Quran Speak has been enlightening the world about the beauty and wisdom of Islam. It is produced right here at Muslim Media Hub. And this show can only continue with your help and support. To lend your support, please go to muslimmediahub.com. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum.